little jobs around the place. I was going to buy a Chinese attachment for my tractor, and really they were nearly twice the price of what this cost. Or I did look at other attachments such as Kubota and all that, and most of those are up over $10,000, so, or $8,000 to $10,000, whatever. So I decided to hunt for a machine, and I've come up with this. It's not in great condition, but it's not in bad condition. There is absolutely no welds or breaks anywhere I can find. It looks like the original paint job. Quite a few things probably need tinkering with, but it actually goes. It's usable as is, so that's probably is a project, but it's also a goer. There's lots of little jobs I can do on this to get it going, which aren't that costly really. A lot of tightening up of this and that, but the main components, gearbox and diff and motor, don't seem to be too bad for its age. Have no idea how many hours it would have done. Seems like someone's put a new clock in it at some stage, and that doesn't have any hours on it. Perhaps it's brand new. So that's maybe how they put them out, I'm not too sure. At this stage, I've given it a little trial run, and as I say, it seems to go okay, but it does need a little bit of attention before I get too far into the process of doing reasonable sized projects with it. Really, I suppose the first job is changing oils, as I've gone onto many sites and found out myself is always a wise thing to do, and changing the oils and filters, and just taking a look at what's come out of the differential and gearbox. I assume that they're both the same thing. It's probably good I did. This is sort of like 50 Shades of Grey. Tractor backhoe jobbies, they tend to get a bit smashed about, but this one isn't. So that's definitely an added bonus. They look like original tyres on the front and the back. Probably, well, they're Goodyear. Yeah, I'd say they're pretty original. And as I say, the hoe itself would be 35 years old, and obviously the loader tyres at the front would have done quite an amount of work. But all in all, I don't think it's been thrashed to kingdom come. It is a project, but it isn't as death-defying as having to pull the whole job to pieces and start from scratch. I would like to do it up to a point where being a tractor is quite handy. I always thought, well, if the whole thing ended up a schmozzle, I can part the tractor and put the backhoe on another tractor, because it's quite an easy hook-up. This comes up under the chassis here, hooks onto the loader frame there, so to transfer that onto another loader wouldn't be the end of the earth sort of stuff if you wanted to take the hoe. I like that hoe. It's not too big and it's not too small. All the rams and that in it look really good. The swing arm unit looks good. It's nice and dry. It should have oil pumping through it, so if it was leaking, I assume it would have oil coming out of it everywhere. The hydraulics here aren't too bad. One leaky one, which isn't really bad. Probably wants an O-ring in that, or something like that. That bucket's not too bad. Come with another 450 bucket, but that'll have to go to the doctors and have it sold to the dentist, I should say, and have its teeth done. And that'll be okay. I wouldn't mind a mud bucket for the back. You don't really see many backhoes with mud buckets, but I reckon it'd be quite handy. These things here, a lot of them I looked at, are always cracked in the arms, in the dipper arm or in this arm, and especially up here they seem to have been welded and that sort of thing. But in this instance, I feel quite relieved, because I can't, as I say, I've owned it for around about 40 hours and I've been right over it from back to front, underneath, in and out, and other than sort of fluids and leaks everywhere, little ones, not big ones, but little leaks everywhere. If you know anything about these tractors, I'd really appreciate some feedback in the comments. They're not too complicated. I don't think there's a particular manual on them. I think they're a 135 front end, Perkins engine, and a 175 back end, I think, on a more or less an industrial Massey Ferguson frame. But they're modelled off the 175 or 165 or something like that, 175 tractor.